Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to the Iqra Civil Services Corner. Today I was having a government job test, that's why I'm late today. But जब मैंने opinions आके देखे तो both opinions were really crucial. And first one is all related to the international relation paper as well as political science paper. Second opinion is very important for the gender study paper because global gender gap report of 2025 has been shared. और उसके different जो starts हैं वो हम इसमें cover करेंगे. So you have to watch the video till the end. We are going to start the first opinion. The crux of this opinion is added humanization of war. So the author provides a critique in this opinion. Dehumanization of war in the 21st century. In the conflict, especially he talk about the conflict of Gaza and Ukraine and the Western hypocrisy on these both conflict, right? So author said that today wars are no longer fight on land but about ideological and civilizational dominance. So he also put the reference of Samuel P. Huntington's book Clash of Civilization. Now we are going to start the main points. Modern wars as a civilizational conflict. If we talk about the post 9/11 war, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Palestine signify the civilizational war, not mere territorial conflicts. So, do you really think that the invasion of USA on Afghanistan was to occupy the territory of Afghanistan? Pretty not. Why? Because the reason behind that, they want to change the regime. They want to implement the democracy in Afghanistan. And if we talk about the Iran, they want to change the system. If we talk about the Palestine, they want to trade through the as well as to make the greater Israel in the Middle East, to have a good grip on the trade as well as the oil trade in the form of oil and water, right? So the author said that the wars are not for the land. The wars are these wars are all about related to the ideological wars. So wars are now ways to impose values, ideals, and systems rather than just military objectives. I hope you're getting the points. Now we are moving towards the second point. Gaza is genocide, not war. The author said that we must not say that this is a Israel or Gaza war. It is a genocide because it was utter brutal genocide. It was not war. So war in Gaza is labeled not as a war but as a genocide, a brutal examination of unarmed civilians lacking humanity. Israel said that we are having some sort of threat from the Gaza, but it was not in real because there, when we have seen on the videos on the internet, we have seen the people of Gaza as unarmed civilians. They were innocent, and most of them were children as well as women. So we cannot say that there was a war between Israel or Gaza. It was a genocide. Gaza's genocides. All right. Now we are moving towards the third important point: historical evolution of war. Author provide the background, how in the history or how in the history war, what was the purpose behind the wars. So if we talk about the 16th or 17th century, it was all about religious wars. So I have added the point number 1, and this is the explanation of point number 1. So you will have an idea what was where the religious war has been fought. The 30 Years War, 1618 to 1648, and after the 1648, we all know that Treaty of Westphalia happened, right? All right. So in Europe, between Protestants and the Catholics, it was all about the religious war, and the point number 1 is covered here. Now we are moving towards the point number 2. 18th century, it was the dynastic wars. So these dynastic wars, point number 2 is here: War of the Spanish Succession, War of the Austrian Succession. So these were these two regions that quote as the dynastic wars in the 18th century. And if we talk about the 19th and 20th century, there were kind of national wars. And in these national wars, Territorial unification or expansion, for example, German-Italian unification. We have heard about the North, East and West Germany. I guess if I am East and West Germany, yeah, or German War, Berlin Wall. So Italian unification. So it was all about the national wars. And if we talk about the 21st century, it was the civilizational war. Ideals, beliefs, and ways of life become the basis of conflicts. And the author put the arguments related to the major multipolar giants, Russia, China, US, in this 21st century Cold Wars. Now we are moving towards the fourth important point, American foreign policy critique. America is imposing democracy failed in Afghanistan. We all know that after the 20 years of war, America just got back, achieved nothing in Afghanistan. The regime or democracy did not impose in Afghanistan. And if we talk about or you consider the Arab Spring was a US-backed attempt at civilizational reshaping, overruling local traditions. So it was also backed by it was an attempt to change the regimes in the Arab Spring, if we talk about the Arab Spring in the Middle East. So the third is military used as a coercive tool, neglect trust, justice, international morality. So if we consider the Western agenda on the human rights, so they are the bigger torch barriers or the biggest flag barriers of these concepts, abstract concepts, trust, justice, morality, but in actual they are hypocrite. Yesterday we have covered the lecture related to that. So military used as a coercive tool, neglecting trust, justice, and international morality when it comes to the to provide the justice to the other side of the countries. For example, non-Western countries, Eastern countries. So they are hypocrite in that. We talk about if we take the case study of Israel and Gaza. So they said that Israel on the right side. And if we talk about take the case study of Ukraine and Russia, and they said that Russia is they blame Russia for the conflict, and they take the side of Ukraine. So this is the utter hypocrisy. So military used as a coercive tool. They, if we talk about the Israel and Iran conflict that happened in recent, and also the Falgam attack, we have seen that the military equipments or military threats are using as a coercive tool. Now we are moving towards the last slide of this opinion, Russia's justification in Ukraine. This opinion, this slide is all about how China and Russia is having patience or having a strategic patience, and they are moving not haphazardly, but gradually, with slow pace, but achieving their agendas. Russia claims to be protecting Russian-speaking minorities. So what's the reason behind Russia and Ukraine war is Russia claims that they are going to protect the Russian-speaking minorities in Ukraine. That's why that's the main reason of the war. And the second reason of Russia's invasion is it opposes the NATO's eastward expansion, a direct security threat. So Russia is on the right side. They have to protect their territories, right? So the third reason is regards Zelensky regime as illegitimate and martial law based because it is backed by the US, this Zelensky regime. So justification, this is the justification of Russia's, this is their true justification, or we can say that are valid justifications of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And we talk about the China's strategic patience and challenge to US. So Russia's followed the Confucian ideals because they are their founding fathers, Mao. So it's Mao, if I'm not pronouncing is the good word, the name of the leader is Mao. Is peaceful but challenges US hegemony. So US now treats China as a security threat, leading to a new Cold War. So US is acting as a haphazardly, and she want to contain China. US states want to contain China. So they launched Indo-Pacific policy, and they took India as a strong ally, and as well as they are taking Israel as a strong ally to control the Middle East. And if we talk about the South Asia region, they are considering, US is considering India as a strong ally to contain China. All right, so that's how US consider China as a security threat, leading to a new Cold War. And in the opinion, author said that one professor has explained that China is a goose who is laying a golden eggs, and whole the bird is benefiting from it. So how slowly and gradually countries will sideline US. The concept, I hope you have heard about the concept of de-dollarization. So this is all about that. This is linked with that concept as well. So the last point is global moral order must be civilizational. Author also strict on this point or stress this point that if you are going to wage a war in the 21st century, you have to consider the morality as an important factor. So morality must go beyond Western interpretation and respect multipolar civilizational contributions like China and Russia. So that's all for the first opinion. Now you can use it in the various subjects, and the subjects are mentioned here: political science, essay writing, as well as the current affair paper. We are going towards the second opinion. This opinion is very, very important because the global gender report of 2025 has been shared here, and all the stats are here. You can put into the gender study paper, as well as there are numerous arguments you can create from it. We are going towards the main points. Pakistan ranked 148 over 148 out of 148 in global gender gap report 2025. It is worst performing country in the world. So this is the utter dismal condition of Pakistan. In gender equality index, we are there is a zero space for the women in the country like Pakistan. So worst performing country in the world we are. Gender parity fell to 56.7 from last year. It was 57.7. It is not increasing. 57.7 was not increasing. It means that it was not increasing. Right now we have the gender parity is more increased. It's simply meaning that the gender parity is more increased. So if we talk about the economic participation, Pakistan ranked in 147. Only 22.8% female participate in economic endeavors, and they are not in the leadership. They are not in the administration. They do the petty task, and they are confined to teach. They are confined to do nursing jobs. They are confined to pursue the study in the medicine and farming, as well as petty task. Not leadership, not administration, no business entrepreneurs, women's. So there is a systematic exclusion from leadership and skill jobs as well. If we consider about the education sector, education department, women ranks at 137, misleading progress, 1.5% improvement. Why? Because males or boys students were absent, right? Girls still lag behind in access and quality. 1.5% improvement simply shows that there was a drop in male enrollment in the schools. So women participation in the education sector is not increased. It is not increased because only the enrollment of boys or males is a decrease. So that's why we can say that there is an increment in the rank of in the sector of education. That is 137. And the last point is health and survival rank 131. One woman dies every 20 minutes due to preventable pregnancy issues. Complications. Due to pregnancy complications, one woman dies every 20 minutes. Just imagine in the 24 hours, how many women dies? One woman dies after every 20 minutes. So 4 women dies in 1 hour. Widespread malnutrition, lack of healthcare access, early age domestic burden. Widespread malnutrition. For example, जो बच्चे हैं वो malnutrition है. They lack the diet, proper diet. There is a lack of healthcare access. The female who are pregnant, they lack the female lady doctor. Early age domestic burden. Women or the girls are bound to do the household, to perform the household duties as compared to pursue their education in the schools. So there is a rampant violence, domestic abuse, and honor killings. Our yesterday opinion was all related to the gender-based violence. So the last slide of this opinion is political empowerment. We ranked at 118. Majority of female representation through reserved seats, and only 12 women directly elect in the National Assembly. It is explained in the opinion. 1 out of 31 federal ministers is a woman. There are totally completely 31 federal ministers, and only one seat is for the women, and only 12 women selected in the National Assembly. So also he stressed that there is a systematic discrimination and violence. Harassment in workplaces is all going on. Honor-based violence, weak legal protection. This is the dilemma in Pakistan, where women get no chance, where women get no space. Cyberbullying, social backlash, tokenism in politics. So tokenism in politics, the women who have the elite background, the women who have the inherited or dynastic politics are the part of the politics. They are getting the chance to be in the political systems. All right. I hope you are getting the points. You can use these arguments in the essay like Empowering Women, Myth or Reality, or Pakistan Affair paper, for example. It supports a critical analysis of policy making, constitutional rights of women, for example, such as Article 25, equality before law. All are equals. They will talk about the people of Pakistan, citizens of Pakistan, where male and female all are equal before law. But you can see here the number lies 148 out of 148. So how we can say that all are equal before the law? So it is already written on the papers. Sociology and gender study paper. In this paper, you can also use these all arguments. So that's all for today. You can share your comments in the comment section. You can subscribe the channel and share it around. Allah Hafiz.